what would it mean? What would it mean to you to win the Heisman? What would it mean to you to win the Heisman?
It'll just be an honor and a blessing. To be up here with these other finalists, to have a chance to win a prestigious award. I can't ask for anything else.
As a kid, did you dream about winning the Heisman?
Honestly, yes and no. It's something like I seen guys like Cam Newton and RG3 win it. But kind of when I got older into high school, I seen Lamar Jackson win it. That kind of gave me more hope to go out there and, achieve something like this.
Who's kind of helped you over the past, 2 years at LSU just improve your game day in and day out?
I would say, honestly, just everybody. LSU has a great support staff, from, Coach Kelly to his staff to the nutritionist, the strength staff. So just everybody. They just want to see us get better and grow as men.
What's been the last?
Jayden, at what point did you realize this was a real possibility in the season? Beginning
finalists?
Yeah.
I'll probably say after the Florida game, because before you hear your name and stuff and the Heisman and contention and stuff like that. But probably after the Florida game, that's when I was like, okay, I have a real shot at being a finalist.
Is this surreal to you?
It is. I'm just trying to enjoy the moment, soak everything up. But, coming out here is kind of a surreal moment. It's my first time out here. So, I used to watch the ceremonies of guys win, wishing one day I was up here.
Have you talked to Joe?
I did. He reached out to me yesterday, just give me words of encouragement and stuff like that. Just wishing me the best.
What do you tell you about this event, how to handle it?
He said you're gonna be doing a lot, so get your mind prepared. So he's very straightforward about it. He was like, just enjoy every little moment because these are moments you can't get back.
Did you prepare a speech?
I did. I do have one.
Did Joe give you any speech advice or no?
Nah, not at all. He, from what I heard, just be yourself, be authentic.
So this is your first time in New York, right? So what about the city has sort of stood out to you so far?
Really just how busy it is, like actually seeing it in person. You see stuff on TV and stuff like that, but actually seeing in person how busy it is, that's probably the one thing that stood out to me.
You and Malik both have a chance to win awards tonight and tomorrow night. How has y'all's relationship built off the field this season, and what kind of things build that relationship?
Yeah, that's my brother. We grown so much on and off the field together. Our relationship off the field got way stronger. I wish I was there with him today to be able to be right there next to him and see him, compete for the award, hopefully win it. But I'm just proud of everything he's done and he has accomplished in his career. He set goals for himself before he got there, and to see him come to fruition, I'm proud of him.
What did you want to have here for this moment?
Just my family, my mom, my dad, obviously coaches, stuff like that, but my aunt and my uncle, and then my quarterback coach, Taylor Kelly, he popped out, came out here, so just having those people with me, it means a lot.
You think about your journey and kind of where it was and moving to LSU and to kind of have the roller coaster of the season even that your team has had. To be here now, what comes to mind to you?
Just my 5 years of college, everything I've been through, it's a surreal moment as it winds down and comes to an end. It's just stuff like when I came to Arizona State as an 18-year-old freshman to now 22, about to be 23 soon. So, just seeing how much I've grown in those past years and everything I overcame in my life. What helped me get to this point.
What about that process, like that decision last year to come back and the process that they developed for you? To see it pay off the way it did, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was a great decision for me that, I won't regret. I didn't regret anything at Arizona State, but coming here and really just believing in myself and, my talent, plus the LSU platform, obviously it goes a long way. There's a lot of greats that came through LSU and everything, so I'm just happy to be a part of that.
Jay, can I ask you about the AI the Condes that you worked with, Jack Marucci?
Yeah.
The visual.
Yeah.
How much did that help you this year? Can you kind of just give me some ideas about it, how it helped you?
Yeah, working with Jack Marucci on that, it helped out a lot just to go and get more mental reps, outside of practice and stuff like that, more physical reps, but mentally, you're still going through the same thing as our playbook. You get to go against the defensive looks, certain coverages and stuff like that. So just to speed up the process, and it's moving faster than a normal human being, so it makes you process it more and kind of get you going. So I've been doing that ever since the Mississippi State game, and I'm thankful for them and what they did.
Is it like a video game?
Yes and no, kinda. It's real life, but it's very realistic with everything. It's not like a video game. It's realistic movements, and it's realistic coverages and stuff like that.
Do you feel like you've solidified yourself, with the season as a top 10 pick this year?
I don't know where I am in the draft. That's out of my control and how people view me. The biggest thing I'm just proud about is just the year I had, and the year that my other teammates had, and we're just moving forward with that.
Sort of building
Jayden,
up the
hold on
question.
for 1 second. Can we just move you back so you're not directly under this light? And we're going to move the table back a little bit as well.
The table up. You mean? Yeah. Okay. So how have you sort of have you tried to compartmentalize just all the stuff that's going on in your life right now, whether it's the draft, whether it's this, whether it's determining whether you want to play the bowl game or not? Like, how are you sort of organizing your life right now, basically?
Honestly, it's just focusing on one little thing at a time. That's enjoying all the stuff I'm going through right now, with the different awards and stuff like that. And then, when I have to make a decision for the bowl game, that'll come at some point. And then from there, the draft will come at some point. So it's just enjoying every moment and being where your feet are.
Well, what kind of impact do you think has Arizona State had on your career and where you are today?
It has a great impact. Like I said, I wouldn't change those stuff as a thing for anything in the world. Relationships I built, with two of my best friends, Brandon Ayuk and Rashad White, that played in the NFL. If I never went to Arizona State, I would have never met those guys. The relationship I built with Coach Herm Edwards, Marvin Lewis, Antonio Pierce. My time there, it was great for me. And I still talk to everybody to this day. They support me and they're happy for me.
What do you learn about yourself there that you're able to sort of apply to an LSU and sort of grow upon at LSU?
Yeah, just how I conduct myself as a pro. Obviously, you around pro coaches that done it at the highest level, been head coaches and players. You take knowledge from them and how they conduct themselves also, and then how they see and how they know NFL GMs and head coaches want to see you conduct yourself as a pro.
Jay, you know what your numbers are this year. You feel like you should be a favorite?
I don't think I should be the favorite. I'm just happy to honestly just be here and be a finalist. That's up to the committee and everybody who votes. It's out of my control, but I'm just happy that they announced me as a finalist.
Are you proud of what you put on tape?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like I could have put out more. It sounds weird to say that, but I feel like just as myself and as an offense, we left a lot on the table. I wish we had I could change some of the impact that we had at team goals. But I'm happy. Everything happened for a reason. I'm happy with the success that we had as a team. Looking forward. Just for the future.
Again, because the tapes cameras were on late, what does it mean to you to finally be here? This moment now.
Like I said, it means a lot. It's a surreal moment for me. Growing up watching this event, and hoping one day to be a part of it. And now to see it come, to fruition, it just means a lot, for me and my family to be here.
Jayden, there's thousands of people who have come through LSU's program. Has it hit you that you could be only the third to win this out of all those people?
It hasn't hit me yet, honestly. You see all the greats that came through here, and to now you say it'd be potentially the third to win the trophy. It's just a blessing and an honor to be up there and be considered for this prestigious award.
Were you able to, have you gotten anything from the Cannons at this point?
Not anything yet. Hopefully soon, but, the foundation that he set and, everything, I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Have you patterned yourself?
Hey man, you think back to your time from Elite 11 to ASU to here. Everybody who grew up in Cajon is dreaming of coming to this seat that you're in now. Reflect upon that. And what advice do you have to the young kid who's trying to get to Elite 11 and then to a Power 5 school and eventually New York City?
Yeah, the advice I would say is, just how I was as a kid is always believe in yourself, bet on yourself. The work that you put in day in and day out matters. If you feel like you're not getting the attention that you need, it's going to come at some point. God has a plan for everybody.
BK's talked a lot about your decisiveness, and he said your deep ball was the thing that has grown the most. What are you most proud of as far as the leaps you've made this year?
I would just say the most thing I'm proud of is just the leadership aspect, and how my teammates voted. I had the most votes for team captain. That's probably the most thing I'm proud of. How my teammates view me on and off the field.
You talked about that legacy, kind of coming back and helping Garrett in the transition. Can you speak on that a little bit more about why that was important to you?
Yeah, it was important to me, just as I came back this year, is leave LSU in a better place than I found it. And continue this growth with everybody, not just me. Garrett, Ricky, and the guys that haven't come after. Being able to be there and be a mentor for them. I've been in college for quite some time, so I have a little bit of knowledge that I can give them how to deal with stuff because they've never been a starter yet. So like I tell them, anything they need, my phone is always open.
Jack says that.
Jayden, when we look back, what do you want the fans and just college football in general to look back and say about Jayden Daniels, the quarterback at LSU?
I would just say just the joy that I play with. I give it my all. Everything I do, I never quit. But I just want people to look back and say, when he played football, he was very joyful.
You mentioned Joe Burrow spoke to you this week. Had y'all spoken beforehand? What kind of relationship maybe y'all have before?
Yeah, we're building a relationship. Obviously, he has things to do with his life. I have stuff to do with my life. So, we talked when he came out there for the spring game. We talked a little bit, chopped it up, but we're still building that relationship. Obviously, we both know that we're very busy human beings. But he's always watching. He told me that he's always watching, no matter if he reaches out or not. He's always on my side. He has my back.
Did y'all talk on the phone or over text?
He texted me. He sent me a text yesterday. And, just going from there.
Jayden, this is Gary Jones from BMA Sports. You put up a lot of impressive numbers this year. Do you feel like you have anything else to prove?
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously we didn't accomplish the team goals that we wanted, so individual stats really don't mean anything. Obviously I wanted to be, like Michael Penix and those guys, competing for a national championship and stuff like that. So that's the biggest thing for me.
So it sounds like you might be coming back then.
I don't got no more years of eligibility.
How has your relationship with Joe Sloan kind of developed over the last 2 years, and how has that relationship with Sloan kind of impacted your development as a quarterback?
Yeah, he played a pivotal role in my life. Just challenging me in different type of ways, and just the relationship that we built over these past 2 years. Just to see me grow in little facets of areas that I needed to improve in. I could say that he's probably proud of me.
How important has Taylor Kelly been to your development? How important has he been to your development?
Like I said, he played a huge role too. When I'm away from LSU and stuff like that, I come back home. I'm always just out there training. Giving me little tidbits and stuff like that to help me become a better quarterback. Footwork, mechanics, stuff like that. So I'm very thankful for him.
What are some of the small things that you've learned about yourself through him, I guess? What has he sort of taught you about your own game, and how has he sort of improved you?
Just mechanically, doing a little different stuff, getting my feet in the ground more, transferring my weight, making sure I get my weight back and stuff like that.
What's been said about your running ability, how you kind of glide away from people? Jack said a big reason you keep your head very still.
Yeah.
Is that something that you worked on, or?
Yeah, I used to run track when I was little, so that worked out. Track background.
Tell me about the mouthpiece. How many you go through? How does that work?
Honestly, it's just something like I just chew on it. Honestly, I don't know. It's just something I've always done. Since I've been a little kid.
Same one every game?
No, different one every game because it'd be chewed up by the time. So.
Jayden, how long do you think that your style of play is going to translate over to the NFL?
I believe just my playmaking ability. Obviously, there's a lot of human beings in this world that are 300 pounds that can run a 4.5. So you got to be able to move away from them to not get hurt, extend plays, and not take negative plays. So you kind of see the NFL taking a shift to that type of protocol for a quarterback. And you see guys like Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, all those guys, the top of the league, are able to move around, extend plays, and win football games.
You mentioned like you wrote a speech. You also are someone who takes a lot of pride in what they wear. So kind of what did you do to get ready for this week with the Unitas and then all of this stuff this weekend as well?
You talking about as far as like the speech or
the
this?
speech, like just everything that went into the prep for this week. Like, how did you go about it?
You know, it's kind of what just came to my heart. Everything with the speech. You know, hopefully I could go up there and say it. So we'll find out tomorrow night. But as far as what I'm aware, you know, I kind of had that mapped out. So you know, everybody will see tomorrow what I'm wearing.
Jayden, what is this? How'd your time at Arizona State shape and affect you?
You know, it helped me out a lot. Just being around guys that coach at the highest level, play at the highest level. Antonio Pierce won the Super Bowl there, and now you know he's an interim head coach for the Raiders. So just being around those guys, gaining the wisdom and the knowledge, you know, from Coach Herman, Marvin Lewis, you know, just helped me out to conduct myself as a pro.
It seems like you've spent a good bit of time, or at least Ricky's tried to follow you, it seems like a lot this year in particular. What do you hope you instilled in him as he goes through the rest of his career?
Just my composure. You know, he's still young and stuff like that, but and hopefully he can take after my work ethic. You know how hard it is to, you know, you got to put in the work for things that you want. So, you know, that's my little bro. So, love him to death, and you know, I wish him nothing but with the best.
Jayden, how do you balance wanting to play in the ball game versus, you know, needing to stay healthy, avoiding an injury?
That's a good question. I don't know how to answer that. You know, it's just something that I have to think about, you know, after all this stuff is done.
But it is something to think about, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you know, it's pros and cons to everything. So, you know, I just got to weigh out the pros and cons and, you know, make the best decision for me.
Jayden, what has the last 2 years been like in kind of a new home? And what does the state of Louisiana kind of mean to you now?
It's been great. You know, we had a lot of ups and downs kind of the first year. With everything, you know, as far as the offense and, you know, not putting the points and then coming back, you know, we had high expectations. You know, we almost returned 11 starters on offense, and just being able to go out there and, you know, produce at a high level, it just means a lot. And then just the state of Louisiana fans, you know, they mean a lot just taking me in and, you know, just showing me love.
What Coach Kelly has told us that he'd be coming to the football office and you'd already be there or just leave. Obviously, what made you do that? What drove you? Because obviously that sounds like something beyond what they asked of.
It's just something that I decided for myself that I had to take my game to the next level. And throughout spring ball, we practiced very early during spring ball, so I was kind of up there already early, and I seen results. And then fall camp, you know, you're kind of up there all day, so I get there early, and then you know, I started getting there early. I didn't want to feel rushed or anything, so I started seeing more results. And then during the season, like, I'm going to just stick to the same routine.
Does Coach Kelly still speak with a Southern accent, or has he dropped that?
I mean, when I got there, I never heard a Southern accent, so I don't know about that.
It's in Massachusetts. Got a lot of attention. So.
You take online class?
I do.
How much joy, you talk about playing with joy, and we just talked about the elusivities. How much joy were you taking towards the end of the season when you were running away from guys?
It's fun. I mean, obviously, I don't want those guys to touch me, and you know, I'm out there just having fun, and that's the main thing. You know, that's something I was doing as a kid. You know, just out there having fun, laughing, and just, you know, playing football.
Talking to a couple of the staffers like about your most amazing plays. Somebody brought up last year in Florida, you were at the 5-yard line, and they said, I don't know how you turned the corner when you got into the end zone.
Yeah.
Playing the small.
Yeah, I know.
How did you turn the corner?
I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't want to get tackled by the big guys. So I try to run as fast as I can.
Everybody talks about the Florida game as your Heisman moment, but the Missouri game when you came back with the ribs, where does that rank in as far as your performances this year?
It's up there. I mean, I don't have a rankings on my performances, but it's for sure up there. You know, just everything we're going through, playing a very tough team on the road, 11 a.m. You know, that stadium was rocking. So be able to go out there, you know, I was hurting, but, you know, I care about my teammates, and, you know, I didn't want to leave them out to dry.
Can you say now just how much pain you were actually in, the extent of what you were dealing with that day?
Yeah, my ribs were deeply bruised, so obviously it's hard to breathe, and as a quarterback you got to use your core and stuff like that. So throwing the ball, you know, it was hurting, but, you know, I just went to another place and was able to, you know, not think about it, just go out there and play football.
Joe, how concerned were you about not having any extra game like the other two quarterbacks did? And think about that, and also the numbers you've already put up, your season's done. you watch that game? What were your concerns?
I wouldn't say I had any concerns because they earned the right to be there. You know, they led the teams. Obviously, they both had great teams and stuff like that, but they're great players, and they earned the right to be there. So we didn't earn the right to go play in the conference championship game, and I was watching the game just because I'm a football fan. And I want to see both of them succeed, no matter what the outcome was, no matter who wins the trophy, you know, just a relationship you build beyond football.
Was that a designed run to that Missouri game?
Yeah, it was. That's something that Coach Denbrock and them called, so all game, you know, it was depending on how they played us, and you know, he seen they were going to drop back out to his zone, so you know, I think we called a timeout before that. You know, he called that play, and then from there, it was just all on me.
Did you have to psych yourself up for that? I mean,
Nah, not at all. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about anything. I was just thinking about scoring the touchdown.
You were in pain when you got the end zone?
For sure.
You've had an interesting journey. The portal's worked out great for you. Staying in extra years worked out great for you. I wonder if other younger players maybe will come to you and say, hey, man, I'm thinking about maybe jumping in the portal. Any advice? What about staying an extra year? Any advice? What's been important about your journey that maybe you can impart to kids who have to make those same decisions?
Something that you said, it was my journey. So everybody's journey is different. Obviously, you know, it worked out for 3 of the 4 finalists here. All the quarterbacks are transfers, and you know, we all stayed an extra year. So it works. It's different for everybody. So it depends how they want their life to go. But I know that we decided, you know, to transfer and you know, start fresh and to stay in the extra year because we feel like we have something more to prove. So like I said, everybody's journey is different.
Was there an element of you know, your transfer, you're kind of going into the unknown there a little bit? Was there some different kinds of nerves going to LSU than opposed to when you were a freshman going to Arizona State?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, like I said, it's unknown. There's other good football players there, and you know, you're stepping into an uncomfortable environment. You know, I'm going from the West Coast all the way to the Bayou, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into down at LSU. But, you know, I'm glad that I did choose that.
How much do you think the stars aligning with the offense that you guys were able to run because of the playmakers that you had? Or how much of it was just the hard work that all of y'all put in together in the paint?
I would say it's both. Obviously, you got to perform on Saturdays. And, you know, coaches got to call plays, but, you know, still at the end of the day, you know, we got to execute them. So it plays a pivotal role. But, you know, that goes back to putting in the work. You know, we didn't put in the work this offseason, you know, we wouldn't have any of the results that we have now.
When you think back to last year and all the talk around you about, you know, when you got here, it was all he does is run.
Yeah.
When you played here, it was like he's running for his life, you know, because the line wasn't great. You know, when you think about how far you guys have been able to kind of turn this thing around in the right direction, why do you think that?
I mean, we all grown with each other. You know, obviously we had Will and Emery, true freshmen playing the SEC against great people, great competition. And obviously, you know, I was new. Malik and them weren't Malik and them. So, you know, we just growing with each other. And to come back next year, it helps when you have 10 out of 11 starters come back. So from there, we have the same staff coming back. So we all knew everybody. We all love each other. And, you know, we all were familiar with each other.
You know, Coach Denbrock got 3-year extension this week, and what do you think his strengths are, in particular as an offensive coordinator? What has he done to allow you to grow as a quarterback as well?
I mean, just he wants his players to succeed, so I feel like just with him is like he comes back to us with feedback. Like what do you like? Like what don't you like? He even asks the receivers. Stuff like that, like even if stuff's not working in practice, he's gonna take it right out. So he doesn't want us to go out there and put on a bad performance.
Somebody said in the building, you treat everybody the same off the field. What do you make a conscious effort to be good to everyone you come into contact with?
I mean, that's just who I am as a person. That's who my parents raised me to be. So I just fall back on those values, and you know, I'm just being myself each and every day.
You and Bo were ranked 1-2 for quarterbacks coming out of high school. He says he remembers y'all being at the opening together, but you were banged up. What are your kind of earliest memories of Bo?
Yeah, you know, from the Elite 11, we were roommates at the opening. And then, you know, we played with each other in the Under Armour game on the same team. So me and Bo go back some time now. And, you know, I'm just happy everything he's accomplished in his life and his journey. So, you know, I'm just happy to be here with him.
BK was talking a couple couple weeks ago about your prep work and just kind of how well-rounded it was. Did your preparation change between the 2 seasons, and if so, why? What led you to make those changes?
Yeah, it did change, and you know, like I said, I didn't want to come back and be the same person. I wanted to elevate my game, not for just the season, but for the future, my future career. So, you know, that's just something that I had to, you know, look in the mirror myself and say, how do I get better?
Did you pattern yourself after any quarterback along the way? And why are you such a great scrambler?
My favorite quarterback growing up was Michael Vick. So what he was doing in Atlanta, you know, you growing up, you watching that, and then from there it's just kind of I played flag football growing up, so you know, running around and stuff, you know, it kind of just translated to regular football.
LSU had the video of you watching with Kyron in the league, and I think there was a few other people there. The Heisman. What was the Heisman announcement? What was sort of going through your head during that time, and what was that night like for you?
Yeah, so it was Ricky, Malik, Kyron, BT, Will, Wingo, Greg Penn. So just having those guys over at my house to watch that and, you know, just be there and celebrate that with those guys, because obviously they helped me get there. You know, without them, you know, especially Will, I wouldn't be here today.
How'd you figure out what you're going to wear tomorrow? Got a game plan?
How did I figure out?
Yeah.
It's just how I feel. I mean, I'm very thoughtful what I wear. And, you know, I like to shop. I like to dress. So I'm trying to go out there and be the best dressed.
All offseason you said, I want to just push the ball downfield from year 1 to 2.
Last question.
Then you end up being the most efficient deep ball passer in college football. What's kind of your reaction to that when you look up at the end of the year and see that you have that 208 quarterback efficiency rating that's the highest of all time?
I mean, it just goes back to the work that we put in as offseason. Last year we didn't really have an offseason with each other, so the main thing for that was just trusting each other. The receivers trusting me, and I trusting the receivers. And like I said, the relationship we built off the field, you know, it just translated on the field.
Jalen,
Thank you, guys.